Welcome to our Hong Kong Brief Show. I am your host, Jenny. Today, we're diving into some exciting stories from around the region. First up, Chinese students are turning their attention from the US to Singapore, citing safety concerns, cultural familiarity, and better job prospects. With top universities like NUS and NTU offering Mandarin programs, Singapore is becoming a magnet for international students seeking stability and growth. Next, Hong Kong continues to shine as a vital superconnector linking China's stable growth with the global economy. Chief Executive John Lee highlights the city's role in trade, investment, and innovation. Despite geopolitical uncertainties, Hong Kong remains a key financial hub and a safe haven for international business, reinforcing its strategic importance. Finally, the Hong Kong stock market has rebounded after a three-day decline, buoyed by optimism that the US might ease tariffs. The Hang Seng Index rose slightly, with tech giants like Tencent and Xiaomi gaining ground. Meanwhile, mainland Chinese markets also saw gains, reflecting a cautious but hopeful sentiment among investors. Please continue to watch for more detailed insights. South China Morning Post vividly captures the shifting tides of Chinese students' aspirations, illustrating a palpable sense of uncertainty and reevaluation. Mia Zheng's journey epitomizes this trend. Initially aiming for a master's degree in the US, she now considers Singapore as a safer and more stable alternative, citing its warm climate, rich Chinese cuisine, and open economic environment. As geopolitical tensions and visa restrictions in America cast a shadow over US-bound students, many like Xing are exploring Singapore's reputable universities, such as NUS and NTU, which enjoy high recognition among Chinese employers. The narrative underscores how safety concerns, economic considerations, and the desire for a straightforward path to employment are steering Chinese students away from traditional destinations like the US and Europe, favoring Singapore's pragmatic appeal, affordability, and Mandarin-friendly programs. Hong Kong's strategic importance as a global hub is vividly articulated by Chief Executive John Lee, who portrays the city as an indispensable superconnector amid a turbulent geopolitical landscape. Lee emphasizes Hong Kong's role as a pillar of stability and trust, citing its function as a bridge linking the world with China's economic vigor. Highlighting recent developments such as China's first domestically built aircraft carrier's visit, Lee underscores the city's resilience and its capacity to showcase China's regional strength and commitment to peacekeeping. Amid rising protectionism and global trade uncertainties, Lee confidently asserts that Hong Kong remains an attractive haven for international capital, evidenced by record-breaking IPO activity and a thriving financial sector. His speech paints a picture of a resilient city poised to capitalize on opportunities, foster innovation, and sustain its status as a vital conduit for global investment. Hong Kong's stock market revival, following a brief three-day decline, reflects cautious optimism in the wake of easing U.S. trade tensions, as detailed by South China Morning Post. The Hang Seng Index's modest rise underscores investor confidence fueled by the U.S.'s postponement of tariffs on key trading partners, hinting at a potential thaw in trade relations. Tech giants like Baidu, Kuaishou, and Xiaomi led the gains, signaling a rally driven by hopes of more favorable trade negotiations. Meanwhile, on the mainland, indices like CSI 300 and Shanghai Composite edged higher, reflecting a broader regional positive sentiment. The U.S.'s signals of possible negotiations with China, coupled with President Trump's tariff adjustments, have injected a sense of cautious optimism into Asian markets. This market rebound is emblematic of the intertwined economic destinies of China, Hong Kong, and the broader Asia-Pacific region, with investors closely watching policy shifts that could redefine trade and growth prospects in the coming months. The Sydney Morning Herald vividly recounts the nostalgic journey of Reg Mombassa and Peter O'Doherty, former members of the iconic Australian band Mental as Anything, as they revisit the Malaya, a cherished Sydney restaurant that served as a hub for their youth. The story paints a picture of suburbia and the band's humble beginnings, highlighting their modest reflections on their musical legacy, which includes chart-topping hits and international tours. Despite their fame, they remain grounded, emphasizing the importance of their shared memories and the bittersweet reality of aging and mortality. Their candid conversations reveal a deep awareness of life's fleeting nature, intertwined with a sense of humor and a desire to find meaning amidst the chaos, all set against the backdrop of their favorite local eatery, which has subtly changed over the decades but still feels familiar. Their reflections culminate in a poignant acknowledgement of human vulnerability and the unbreakable bond of friendship, emphasizing that in a world full of fear and uncertainty, it's the simple act of being together that offers solace and hope. South China Morning Post reports a sobering development in China's tech and safety landscape, focusing on Romos Technology, a major power bank manufacturer, which has halted production for at least 6 months following a dangerous recall. The company's products, once sold worldwide, were found to contain defective battery cells capable of causing fires, prompting a massive recall of nearly 500,000 units and a shutdown of their online stores. The situation worsened when the Civil Aviation Administration of China imposed a ban on unlicensed lithium power banks on flights, a response to overheated devices that had caused fires in recent incidents, including a flight diversion from Hangzhou to Fuzhou. This crackdown underscores the critical safety concerns surrounding portable chargers, with other brands like Anker also recalling hundreds of thousands of units due to similar issues. The story paints a stark picture of the risks posed by poorly regulated products and highlights the ongoing efforts by Chinese authorities to tighten safety standards and prevent tragedies in an increasingly connected world, revealing the fragile balance between technological innovation and consumer safety. The South China Morning Post also sheds light on Hong Kong's ongoing struggle to regulate its notorious loan shark industry, revealing that current proposals are insufficient to address the root causes of illegal debt collection. Critics argue that focusing narrowly on capping borrowing limits and regulating loan referees ignores the deeper problem of shadowy intermediaries who facilitate predatory lending practices. Witnesses describe how debt collectors harass and intimidate not only borrowers but also third parties like domestic helpers, often using illegal tactics to evade legal restrictions. The article details personal stories of victims, such as Bobby Tan, who was ensnared in a web of exorbitant interest rates and underhanded fees, highlighting systemic loopholes that allow lenders to operate beyond the law. Experts advocate for stricter licensing, lower interest caps, and tougher enforcement, drawing comparisons with Singapore's comprehensive approach, where strict regulations, credit bureaus, and harassment laws have significantly curbed illegal lending and abusive collection practices. The piece underscores the urgent need for Hong Kong to tighten its regulatory framework to combat a vicious cycle of high-risk loans and aggressive debt collection, emphasizing that only robust enforcement and systemic reform can truly tame this shadowy industry. South China Morning Post reports that Xiaomi, a household name in electronics, is aggressively expanding into the home appliances market, aiming to challenge established giants like Midea, Haier, and Gree. Since its first appliance in 2018, Xiaomi's sales have surged, particularly in air conditioners, refrigerators, and washing machines, with growth rates outpacing traditional competitors. The company's strategy emphasizes rapid online growth, community engagement, and a smart, tech-first approach, positioning it as a formidable contender in the global market. Despite its impressive growth, Xiaomi still lags behind industry leaders in scale and manufacturing capacity, though recent moves to establish in-house production and expand offline retail presence signal its ambition to become a top 3 player within 3 years. Industry analysts acknowledge Xiaomi's brand strength and innovative marketing but caution that government subsidies, which have significantly boosted sales, might lead to a slowdown once support diminishes, and that Xiaomi's current scale and R&D capabilities remain limited compared to entrenched players. The South China Morning Post also highlights Hong Kong's underdog status in the East Asian Football Championship, with coach Ashley Westwood emphasizing the strength of their opponents like Japan, South Korea, and China. Despite modest expectations, Hong Kong's team has experienced a recent rise in rankings, and players express a desire to enjoy the competition and test themselves against top-tier teams. Westwood's candid assessments and strategic focus reflect a team eager to gain experience and build confidence, even if their historical performances have been underwhelming. The team's preparation and mentality suggest a shift from mere participation to a more competitive outlook, though their chances remain slim against the region's powerhouses, and the team's quiet resilience underscores their hope to improve and make the most of this high-level exposure. The South China Morning Post also details the harrowing experiences of a Hong Kong couple, Bobby and Alicia Tan, caught in a cycle of debt fueled by illegal and predatory lending practices. Borrowing from numerous licensed lenders at exorbitant interest rates, the couple's debt spiraled out of control, leading to threats, harassment, and severe mental health issues. Their story underscores the vulnerability of non-Cantonese speakers in Hong Kong, who often lack access to reliable information and face exploitation by unregulated lenders. Despite seeking police help and legal advice, the Tans remain trapped in a financial nightmare, highlighting the urgent need for stronger regulations and multilingual support to protect consumers. The government has initiated a consultation to tighten licensing rules, but the couple's ordeal remains a stark reminder of the ongoing crisis faced by many in Hong Kong's marginalized communities, battling both financial ruin and social isolation. The South China Morning Post reports that Hong Kong's financial institutions, including HSBC, Manulife, and BOC Life, are actively expanding their retirement offerings to cater to the city's aging population and the burgeoning silver economy. HSBC recently launched 5 retirement solution funds with a target dividend payout rate of 6% annually, surpassing traditional time deposit rates, and plans to introduce more in the latter half of 2025. These funds are designed to provide predictable income streams while safeguarding long-term assets, aligning with government initiatives to empower seniors. Meanwhile, Manulife offers pension products like an annuity plan that guarantees monthly income for 25 years, and BOC Life's suite of retirement products includes lifelong income plans and programs that facilitate travel and lifestyle benefits in mainland China, which have significantly boosted their sales. Experts caution retirees to understand the risks involved, especially since many of these funds do not guarantee returns, emphasizing the importance of considering products like guaranteed annuities for stable income. The South China Morning Post also highlights the mixed outlook for Hong Kong's retail sector amid economic uncertainties. While recent data shows a modest 2.4% increase in retail sales in May, driven mainly by a surge in mainland Chinese tourists during Labor Day, the city's unemployment rate has risen to 3.5%, and many employers are contemplating layoffs. Despite the positive signs such as increased tourist arrivals and a 3.1% GDP growth in early 2024, high street rents remain substantially below pre-pandemic levels, though they have begun to recover gradually. Retailers are reshuffling tenant mixes, favoring those offering unique experiences and local culture, while traditional retailers struggle to adapt. Notable closures include the Grand Cornhill Cinema, replaced by an edutainment park, reflecting shifting consumer preferences. Overall, market sentiment remains volatile, with analysts warning that the retail landscape could swing either way, affected by employment trends, tourist influx, and changing consumption patterns. The South China Morning Post introduces Jane Wong, a Hong Kong actress who gained international attention as the only Chinese-speaking VIP in Squid Game Season 3. Her charismatic performance, complemented by her fluent English and Mandarin dialogue, made her a standout, despite some criticism over her dubbed voice, which fans found somewhat awkward. Wong, aged 38, has an extensive filmography in Hong Kong, working alongside stars like Louis Koo and Nicholas Tsay in films such as Don't Go Breaking My Heart, Shockwave 2, and Raging Fire. Beyond acting, she is a popular model endorsing brands like Apple Watch and Lululemon. Married to Japanese stunt actor Jason Lee, Wong shares glimpses of her life with fans through social media, revealing her passions for travel, yoga, boxing, and traditional Japanese archery, in which she holds a third-level Dan rank. Her personal life and diverse talents paint a picture of a dynamic artist balancing her career, family, and hobbies, resonating with fans worldwide. The South China Morning Post highlights the often overlooked importance of caring for our legs, emphasizing that they are not just functional parts of our bodies but also symbols of strength, style, and glamour. Despite their significance in pop culture, from Tina Turner's iconic insured legs to Angelina Jolie's unforgettable Oscar moment, most people neglect their leg skincare routines. The article advocates for turning habitual practices like moisturizing, exfoliating, and dry brushing into intentional rituals, especially considering that the skin on our legs tends to be thicker, drier, and more prone to issues like puffiness and irritation. Experts recommend targeted products with ingredients such as shea butter, lactic acid, and proprietary complexes that address specific concerns like fatigue, uneven texture, and dehydration, emphasizing that consistency and proper timing, applying moisturizer within minutes after showering, are key to maintaining healthy, radiant legs. The South China Morning Post also explores the escalating tensions between the United States and China, painting a vivid picture of a geopolitical standoff reminiscent of Cold War brinkmanship. U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth's aggressive stance, including upgrading military commands and warning of imminent threats, fuels fears of conventional escalation, especially around Taiwan and the South China Sea. Meanwhile, China's rapid military modernization, with hypersonic missiles, advanced fighters, and expanding Navy capabilities, exacerbates mutual suspicion. The article warns that miscalculations, such as reckless maneuvers or the absence of effective crisis management channels, could ignite a devastating conflict with global repercussions. It advocates for strategic de-escalation, emphasizing that restoring trust through diplomatic restraint and collaborative efforts on shared threats like pandemics and AI safety is essential to prevent a catastrophic war. The South China Morning Post reports that fears of a megaquake, fueled by a manga prediction and media speculation, temporarily dampened Hongkongers' enthusiasm for travel to Japan. However, once scientific authorities clarified that precise earthquake timing remains unpredictable, public anxiety eased. Travel agencies responded swiftly by offering discounts and promotional deals, leading to an expected explosive rebound in tourism. The incident underscores how misinformation, especially when linked to cultural phenomena like manga, can significantly impact economic activities, but also how rational reassurance and scientific evidence can swiftly restore confidence. As the peak travel seasons in autumn approach, industry experts anticipate that demand for Japan tours will not only recover but potentially surpass previous levels, illustrating the resilience of tourism markets when fears are addressed with credible information. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6 debrief via email.